what do you know right now about when we could see baseball again?
Well, Kevin, you said it. We don't know right now exactly when baseball is going to come back, but the goal of both sides is to have as many games as possible. By both sides, I mean the players and owners. Now, we do know this, that the agreement the two sides reached about a week ago allows for the season to extend the regular season through October 31st. We also know there's an opening for the two sides to discuss expanded playoffs, lengthier playoffs. So they're going to take it day by day, week by week, month by month, follow, of course, the CDC recommendations. But again, the intent is to play as many games as possible, and we'll just have to see how that all goes.
Well, that's very interesting to note about extending the season to October 31st if they decide to do that, in fact. And again, this is all, speculation at this point, what could be done. But, you're talking, if they do that, you're talking about playing playoff games at the end of November. And depending on where that is, I mean, has that been brought up, or what would be done, or neutral site possibly for some of these playoffs? Have they gotten there in those conversations yet?
They haven't really gotten there yet, but the bottom line is the message they're sending is they're open to anything. And that goes for the players and the owners. So neutral sites, yes, in play, Kevin. And certainly if you play into November, you're going to need to play at some neutral sites. Now, we've got a new ballpark opening up in Texas. We've got Dodger Stadium. We have all these wonderful possibilities. They're all being speculated about right now, but we don't know exactly how or when or why or all the particulars of what the 2020 season would look like.
I think at this point, look, we'd all love to go to a baseball game and have peanuts and a beer and feel like normal again. But if we can't initially, what's your educated guess on if we could see the sport start up again, but playing in front of nobody?
I would say that possibility is looking increasingly likely. And the reason is, Kevin, we know that the CDC has recommended against gatherings of 50 or more through May 10th. I don't know that May 10th is going to be the end of it, and certainly whether leagues and other entertainment venues are going to be comfortable opening to fans and patrons at that point is unclear and probably unlikely. So, yes, empty parks are possible, at least for a period of time. Now, how it all plays out, it's hard to say, but this is something that, because of the situation we're in, is looking increasingly likely, as I said. And keep in mind, fans might say, I don't want to see that. I don't want empty parks. But if the choice is empty parks or no baseball at all, we would all choose empty parks.
Mike, of course. And then I'm assuming you could watch, through us on television. So
Yes,
I think everybody would sign up for that. Kenny, one more. How about, what have you heard from, I don't know if concerns or how it might change things from a player's perspective, if, they're going to try and get in as many games as possible, depending on when we can start. Doubleheaders. I'd imagine that days off will be a lot less. How will that impact the game, do you think?
That is going to be a really interesting thing, Kevin, if it comes to pass, because the players are going to be concerned, and rightly so, about the impact on their health. We're likely looking at a shorter spring training, right? 2 to 3 weeks, so they can ramp up and get ready. Rosters will be expanded, so the toll on pitching won't be quite as significant, but doubleheaders, fewer days off, a jam-packed schedule, that increases the possibility of injury. And players are not going to be worried simply about 2020, though, of course, that will be their immediate concern. They'll also be worried about 2021 and their health going into that season. So there are all these different issues, a myriad of issues that the sport is going to need to tackle before it can resume.
For the best access, perspective, and personalities in all of sports, follow us at Fox Sports on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.